Basketball Champions League in rebounds per game, just behind big Keith Clanton, who currently leads it. So I've explained Mega Leks' situation today. As for Tenerife, well, life is a lot simpler really for them. They know that a win tonight against Mega Leks would see them advance directly through as group winners to the last 16 playoffs as one of the top 8 seeded teams. And even if they lose tonight and Cedigas Avellino beat Juventus Utena in that other match, they would finish the group in second position, Tenerife, but because their record is so strong, they would still go through to the last 16 as one of the top 8 seeded teams. They just wouldn't be seeded as highly, of course, if they go on and top the group. So the two teams will just be introduced to the supporters. This young, exciting Mega Leks side who, no surprise really that so many people still turn out in their numbers to watch them week in, week out, because they are so exciting. They are, you just get the impression that if you had this team assembled in 3 or 4 years' time, when they've all had a bit more experience on the world stage at the highest level, then Mega Leks would be one of the big names in this competition that would be looking to go all of the way, but perhaps just a little too soon for them. But there's no doubt that they are hugely exciting, and it's just going to be a case for Mega Leks to see whether they can keep hold of so many of their star men. So the last minute formalities will just take place and have one final warm-up, and then we can get going here. There is Dejan Milijevic, been at the club since 2012 and was a pretty tidy player himself. Once scored 131 points in a single game in the Serbian Youth League, which still stands as a record today, does Dejan Milijevic. To Vidoreta, well, he's been in charge of teams such as Bilbao and Estudiantes before coming to Iberostar Tenerife a couple of years ago now, in 2015. So Mega Leks have just a 4-9 record over the regular season. However, the good news for them is that all 4 of the victories have come here in Serbia in front of their home fans. They come into this one having won their last 3 on home territory, and their only 2 defeats here came all the way back on game day 1 against Cedigas, and then on game day 4 to Juventus Utena. The last time these 2 sides met was back on game day 7 in Spain, and perhaps unsurprisingly Tenerife ran out 73-59 winners. Here are the officials for today. Got Marek Cimkiewicz of Poland, Cyprian Stojka from Romania and from France as well. They will be overseeing proceedings this evening. As for Tenerife, well, they come into game day 14 with a 10-3 record over the regular season. Although they do come into this game on the back of a defeat at home to Cedigas Avellino. Last time out, their form on the road throughout the regular season, though, has been superb. They've won 5 of their 6 matches away from Spain. Here is the starting 5 for Iberostar Tenerife, just talent all over the floor. Ferran Bassis will be looking to get the ball in his hands as often as they can, and Aaron Dornekamp as well will do damage on both ends of the floor. He's averaging 10.1 points and 4.4 rebounds respectively. Here is the Mega Leks starting 5. I've already made mention of a few of them, and the first 3 really, Ognjen, Jaramash, Alpha Kaba and Rade Zagorac, are all big-time players for them. Alpha Kaba certainly will be looking to dominate the glass, averaging 9.3 rebounds, and they have plenty of players that are all averaging in double figures in terms of points per game. Jaramash at 12.2, Zagorac at 12.3, Novak at 11.6, and also Marelia, he is averaging 11 points a game. So there's plenty of talent, and perhaps just lacking a leader or a couple of leaders this year, which would have seen them have a much better regular season than they've had.
Que el emparejamiento claro es Giorgios con Cava y Ferran con Yara más los demás como corresponda un poco, ¿vale? Vamos.
Neko mali snega, dobra je ruka, čvrsti, ali teško brane neke stvari. Prvi napad, igramo rogove. Na Čančara, Alfa, sete kućke, after second offense, we're gonna play L.
We're just listening in to the final bits of advice from the two coaches. And we're just a minute or so from tip-off here. And just a reminder that the Basketball Champions League playoffs draw ceremony, that takes place on Friday the 27th, so in a couple of days' time. And it will take place at 1500 Central European time. There will be a live stream available on the Basketball Champions League Facebook, Twitter and YouTube channels. And of course everything will be available from the Basketball Champions League homepage, www.basketballcl.com. So you'll be able to watch the Basketball Champions League playoffs draw ceremony on Friday the 27th at 1500 Central European time. So here we go then. It is the final game in the regular season of this year's Basketball Champions League. We then go to the playoffs in a couple of weeks' time. We have a week off next week and the playoffs begin in earnest the week after. Unfortunately for Mega Leks, they won't be there, but they are still aiming to try and reach the FIBA Europe Cup playoff. As for Iberostar Tenerife, their record at the moment suggests they are certainly one of the favourites to go all the way in this year's Basketball Champions League. It will be Bogris and Alpha Kaba to contest the tip. And it's Tenerife with the first possession. Here is Georgios Bogris trying to set the screen for Ferran Basas. Helps it out to Hanley. Everyone getting a touch early on. And eventually the foul is called. Well, it's a nice inbound pass and just couldn't quite get the roll. And already the first rebound for Kaba today. Won't be the last time that that's said. Averaging 9.3 rebounds a game so far. This man's also had a good Basketball Champions League regular season, and he gets the first points to drop as well. Latko Chancha is the man. Dornekamp inbounds to Bessas. A good full court press by Yaramash. There's Dornekamp. Little jumper from the foul line, in and out. Kaba again is there on the glass to bring down the rebound, and Mega Leks can go up the other end with Zagorac. Another one of these young stars, Zagorac. Was selected in the second round, 35th overall by the Boston Celtics in the 2016 draft was Zagorac. Yaramash does well to keep hold of it. Kaba's got to throw it up with the shot clock down to one, way off target. Good defense from Tenerife. Dornekamp tries his luck from beyond, comes up way short. Kaba again with the rebound. 3 already for Alpha Kaba in the first 90 seconds or so, and here he is. He had an air ball last time. This one, nothing but net. And Alpha Kaba is dominating on both ends of the floor in the early stages. 3 rebounds to go along with his 3 points now as well. Here's Hanley. Hanley throws it up left-handed. Can't get it to go. And, Tenerife just struggling in the early stages here. On the offensive end, Yaramash draws the foul. Kaba. Into Yaramash again. Yaramash drives to the lane, tries to get the shot to go. In contact and couldn't. No foul called, and then what a fast break down the other end. Dornekamp puts it in and one as the foul is called. And Dornekamp will try and make it a three-point play. Can't convert the free throw. Chanchar back to Zagorac. Yaramash thought about throwing up the three, decided against it. Good D again from Tenerife. Drives to the lane, puts it in and one. And Jorde Simonjovic will head to the line to try and make it a three-point play. And he does so. A good start from him. And Mega Leks have an 8-2 lead in the early stages as Bessas looks to try and do something about it, and all he has done is turn it over, and it's now 4 against 2. Yaramash does well to pop it off, but a good rebound by Grigonis. And now in transition down the other end, great defense, almost stole it, did Simonjovic. Last touch was off him though. And Tenerife will keep it with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Grigonis again. Bogris sets the screen. Bogris thought about getting it back from the foul line. Doesn't go. Kaba with the big rebound, stripped down. Yaramash. Kaba looking to try and set the pick for him. Throws it up, difficult shot, just comes up short. Last touch was off Mega Leks, and Simonjovic will turn it over. The stadium does seem a little flat at the moment as the pass all the way down the other end of the floor. Did well just to keep it in. Bogris, they're more than happy for him to have it on the perimeter. They won't mind him taking that shot on from the foul line. Here he is, makes it. And Bogris with his first points. Yaramash throws it up, can't get it to go. Rebound this time by Abromatis. Georgios Bogris back out to Dornekamp. Thought about the three, decided against. Holds on to it to Grigonis. Bogris again comes out, sets a little pick and roll. Throws up the two, doesn't go. And a foul is called on Chanchar. His second personal. Stasijevic enters the game. Signed from Sutjeska earlier last year. Makes one of two. Mega Leks still with an 8-5 advantage as we've played 4.5 minutes in this opening quarter. As I was saying, it does just feel like a bit of an atmosphere that Mega Leks aren't particularly playing for a great deal. As I said, it's still important that they do try and win. Try and give them a better opportunity of qualifying for the FIBA Europe Cup playoff. It's just a shame that they are out of the Basketball Champions League. Shot clock down to 1. Kaba had to get it away. He did so just before the shot clock, but then is called on the foul. Again, they're opting for this full court press early on, Mega Leks. Besas trying to go coast to coast. And the foul is called on Zagorac. The only problem when you adopt the full court press is that you leave a lot of space down the other end of the floor. Mega Leks in the penalty already with 4 minutes 59 remaining in this first quarter. So there may be a number of trips to the foul line for Iberostar Tenerife over the next 5 minutes. Excellent free throw shooter, Fran Basas. Zagorac. To Kaba, thought about throwing it up from the foul line. Great pass instead, but excellent defense. They get the offensive rebound. Kaba again pulling it in, and 1 for Alpha Kaba. Been a good start from him. Struggling to deal with him in the early stages are Iberostar Tenerife. He's got 5 points and 4 rebounds already as the big man. Helped the French under-20 national team reach the semi-finals of the 2015 European Championships back in Italy. And he'll be a big player for the French senior national team for many years to come, you feel, as well. Bogris out to Dornekamp. The 3 is just off target. Rebound by Abramotis. Drives to the baseline on the reverse. Great finish by Tim Abramotis. His first points. And it's just a 1-point game now. Mega Leks 10, Tenerife 9. Here's Yaramash. Good perimeter defense again from Tenerife. Yaramash trying to pick a route to the net. Great defense, rejected by Grigonis. Last touch was off Grigonis though, and Mega Leks will have 2 seconds left on the shot clock to shoot as Kaba takes a seat. And in comes Alexander Marelia. Also Dornekamp is taking a rest as well. Great block, but as you can see, last touch was just off Marius Grigonis, but 2 seconds left. Davin White has come onto the floor. Got to be catch and shoot territory. It will be a 3 if it goes. Hits the rim, so they could have collected it back in. In the end, a fast break down the other end. Vasquez trying to get the alley-oop. Ball was just behind him. Into big Fran Vasquez again. Vasquez on the baseline. Throws it back outside. Extra pass again. Terrific ball movement, and the 3 is good as well. That's a terrific team bucket from Tenerife as Fran Basas knocks it down. And the passing just too quick to handle for Mega Leks on that occasion. Vasquez, then 1, then 2, and then the 3 is good, and a timeout has been called.
Znači 2 dana ako ne postoji maksimum ti zaboraviš, tako? Šta? Pa znam, i onda lepo ga pošliješ nazad, jel jasno? Second, too many times we don't have guy in defense. Znači mnogo puta kad se vratimo nemamo svog čovjeka nazad. Ne želim da imamo handicap situacije, trči nazad, ne gubi ljude, znajte koga čuvate, jel jasno? Znači igrajte slobodnije, daj da damo sistem.
I receive, we play dressing, hand ball, screen, random pick and roll. Always, ¿ok? No quiero marcar sistema. Si estamos jugando ya en llegada contra una defensa presional. Cuando presionamos vamos a hacer 21 más que 22. nos están poniendo un poco esta situación y un tío en medio, ¿vale? Si vamos al trap aquí, if we put the trap here, they are 3 against 2. 3 against 2.
So Tenerife edging it at the moment. 12 points to 10 they lead. Bassas with 5. Grigonis has got 3 rebounds. And Cabot has started brightly for Mega Leks. 5 points and 5 rebounds already for the young big man. Here is Spasiovic. Nice pass. Another great extra pass, the foul. And he'll head to the line and shoot 2. Just asking why was Marius Grigonis. Makes both from the line, ties it up 12 points each with just over 3 to play in this first quarter. Fran Vasquez. Mid-range goes for 3, from Davin White, who's off and running his first field goal attempt. Mashidi, who's a talented young point guard, is Mashidi, and here he is from the foul line, throws it up, doesn't get the roll. A foul called on Marelia. Yanamash is going to take a seat. It's Tenerife with a 3-point advantage here. Fran Vasquez, so much experience from Fran Vasquez that he brings in here into his 30s now. Was originally drafted by the Orlando Magic all the way back in 2005. He decided to remain in the Spanish ACB. Didn't go down too well with Orlando Magic supporters, as he was supposed to join Dwight Howard in the front court, which would have been a fairly imposing front court duo. Spasiovic wanted it early, they didn't see him. Nikola Rebic just keeps hold of it. Open 3 if he wanted it, decided against it, Marelia. Shot clock is down to 4. Spasiovic turn with the fadeaway 2, good. Good shot from Spasiovic, not an easy one on the fadeaway. Made it look comfortable enough. Here's Abromatis. Abromatis for 3 is good. And Tenerife have their largest lead. It's up to 6 so far. Abromatis with 5 points. He's 100% from the field. As Mega Leks look to respond with Marelia. The foul is called on Vasquez. It won't be in the shooting motion though, so they'll have it from the side with 15 seconds left on the clock. Oh, apologies, they are now in the penalty, so actually it will be from the foul line. Alexander Marelia. That's what the Basketball Champions League wants to see, a load of youngsters coming in, trying to be inspired to perhaps don the Mega Leks shirt in a few years to come. First 3 throw that he's missed all Basketball Champions League campaign. Alexander Morelia, but he makes the second. And it's a 5-point game. Here is Davin White. Gregonis. Bounce past to Vasquez, just feints, can't get it to go. And a bit of a strong push from Zagorec. Makes both from the line. Rashidi, foul called, and Tenerife a little frustrated. They thought they were away. Davin White had the ball in his hands. Initially caught the eye in the Basketball Bundesliga a couple of years ago to Davin White, where he led the scoring. Rashidi will shoot a couple. Yeah, Davin White plays for Team 23 in the basketball tournament, if you've heard of that. It's an open application, single elimination tournament played each summer in the United States. It's got a $2 million prize, though. And he got to the final of it last year, did Davin White. Lost 67-65 to the overseas elite. Pretty cool tournament to be involved in. And now plying his trade in the Basketball Champions League. And as you can see, Tenerife, after struggling early on, have really turned it round on a 20-9 run as they lead by 5 with just over 60 seconds left in the first. I think he's frustrated with Vasquez that he didn't see that one coming. The three is way short. Vasquez claws in the rebound, and the foul will go on Nikola Rebic.
Nikola Rebic, prvolična greška.
Nicely done from the line. And lead is just increasing, up to 7 now for Tenerife. They've made their last 8 from the line. Mashidi to Rebic. Back to Kostya Mashidi. Mashidi. Spasijevic, great defense again from Tenerife. They're not allowing Mega Leks anything easy, although this will be a 3 if it goes off target. Spasijevic just couldn't bring down the rebound. Last touch was off Taqua Pinheiro, and Mega Leks will get it back. Inbound, Mashidi, B3 if it goes. Just off target, but a good tip back from Morelia, back to Mashidi. There's about a 13-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Great pass, Mashidi, easy finish, Spasijevic. And Tenerife can now have the last possession. Last touch off Spasijevic. And they'll have 15 seconds to shoot. Davin White. Shot clock down to 2. White's got to get it away. Little floater from the foul line. Doesn't go. There goes the buzzer. And after a sluggish start, Iberostar Tenerife have found their rhythm in the last 5 minutes or so. And they end the first quarter with a 24-9 advantage over Mega Leks. Jovan Malinović je rođen 2002. godine u odličan učenik
Vamos, David 1, Taco 2, Aaron 3.
Here are the stats then. Mega Leks shooting at 41% from 2-point range. Tenerife down at just 33. But look at that from beyond the arc. 14% from Mega Leks, 60% from 3-point range for Tenerife. Rebounds fairly similar. Assists, they've both had 4 each. 1 steal for Mega Leks, 2 turnovers to 1 for Iberostar Tenerife.
Uđi na liniju, malte ne, nije lako baciti taj pas. Vidjeli ste da oni jedva uhvatio onaj jedan pas. Zbog tog jednog pasa mi smo odustali od presa. U napadu Rebo, mnogo bi visoko igraš ovaj piknik u sredinu. Zašto si ga šutao u prvu trojku? Gle, hoće da, ako je visoko,
So 24-19 as the second quarter is just about to get underway. Abramatis is leading the way for Tenerife with 7 points. Spasijevic has 6 for Mega Leks. 5 rebounds for Kaba and 4 for Grigonis. And Mega Leks start by turning the ball over. Or do they? Has the official overruled? I think he may well have done. Initially went the way of Tenerife, but Mega Leks will inbound. Still 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Offensive foul. Pinheiro just looks a little worse for wear. Yeah, illegal screen. Good decision for the officials. Called on Alexander Marelia. Davin White from the foul line, throws up the 2, doesn't get the roll, but will shoot a couple from the foul line anyway. So the lead is as big as it has been, 27-19, an 8-point advantage for the Group D leaders, Iberostar Tenerife. They know that a victory here today will see them through as Group D winners. And of course, one of those big top 8 seeds in the last 16 of the playoffs. For those of you that don't know how it works, there are 2 stages of the playoffs. There's 8 teams that go straight through to the last 16. And avoid playing an extra playoff match, which the remaining 16 teams have to go into. The 3 is off target. Big rebound by Dornekamp. Dornekamp, great pass. Vasquez is fouled, and he'll shoot 2. Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, the 8 teams that go straight through to the round of 16 are all the group winners and also the 3 best second place teams from the 5 groups. So that's why it doesn't really matter what happens today. in terms of Iberostar Tenerife. They know that even if they lose and Sadigas Avelino win, they will still go through as one of those top 8 seeds straight into the last 16, which is good news for them. So then that leaves the 2 remaining second place teams, the 5 teams that finish in 3rd, the 5 teams that finish in 4th, and 4 of the best 5th place teams. They make up the other 16 sides that have to go through to the playoff qualifiers, or the first phase of the playoffs, whatever you wish to call it. David White, Pinheiro, I think his foot was on the line, but it'll count anyway, and Tenerife are beginning to run riot in Serbia. Pinheiro knocks down his first, and a timeout has been called. As Dejan Milijevic looks to try and get Mega Leks back in this one. As they're just beginning to let Tenerife get away from them here. Let's listen in.
Znači, ja ne želim da gledam moju ekipu da dobija za 20 minuta 30 poena lagano. Nema pritiska, nema presinga, a u napadu, znači, ja ne mogu da verujem da ne možete rešiti. Znači, gledajte, sad su stavili ovako 2 igrača, stavili su 1-1, 2-1. Znači, sad su iz ovoga, ali jasno. Znači, mi isto treba da stojimo, ali jasno, samo što šta želim? Da ode pas brzo vamo, a ti odavde, koji si sad Čančar, odeš ovde i imamo 2-1. Jer jasno, znači, sad kako...
No, vas va al revés. Tim, vas a ser tú el que bloqueas y Fran el que está aquí en el 11. Ciego, Aaron, Tim, pero lo que queremos buscar es la salida de Taqua. Y si no, pass again y el flare, ¿vale? 2 times here for Taqua. Venga, vamos.
So a 12-point lead for Tenerife. Mega Leks yet to score in the second quarter. Iberostar Tenerife off to a 7-0 run in the first couple of minutes is Yaramash. Yaramash all the way! And a big flush from Yaramash. That's what he can do, the youngster. And that's why he is so highly rated. Got it back here to Mega Leks. It's such an easy inbound pass, and Yaramash really should have made it. And he's a little lucky that a foul is called on Tim Abramatis. Complete lapse in concentration from Tenerife there. And Yaramash will be disappointed that he hasn't knocked down a relatively simple layup there. It's all right though, they've still got 23 seconds on the shot clock. Needs to inbound it. Does just about in time. Yaramash again. Chanchal throws up the 3, way off target, and that will be to the sideline. Good unselfish play from Yaramash. Another good full court press from Mega Leks, but this is where they leave themselves vulnerable as Pinheiro. Now David White. Pinheiro again, throws up the mid-range 2, comes up short. And Cabra's back on the floor and back amongst the rebounds. That's 6 already for Alpha Cabra. Thrown away those, careless, and now David White just slows it down, throws up the 3, off target. And I think the foul has been called underneath on Chancha. He puts his hands on his head. He can't quite believe that he's been called on the foul. An odd choice, I thought, from David White there, just to slow it down. Throw up the 3 instead of just driving to the lane and getting himself an easy 2. Nice, from the foul line, Vasquez can't get it to go. Spasijevic is there to bring down the rebound. The lead is 10 for Iberostar Tenerife. Yaremash again, trying to go to work himself, throws it straight to Davin White. And again, White in no hurry to advance the ball forward. Pinheiro, pick and roll set by Vasquez. Pinheiro again up against Yaremash, foul called. Did play for Partizan as a youngster, did Yaremash. Also has an older brother, Nemanja Yaremash, who currently plies his trade in Poland. Pinheiro makes both, so the lead is back up to 12, 33-21. Spasijevic trying to go to work on Dornekamp. The little floater doesn't go. Dornekamp is able to bring down the rebound. Another miss from Mega Leks, who have just made one bucket so far in this second quarter. Tries to bank it in, can't get it to go. Cabra is there on the defensive glass, as he has been all match so far. 7 rebounds for the big man now. Pinheiro. Good defense from Tenerife. Mashidi, though, for 3! Just off target, but rebounded and does well to actually keep hold of the ball. He throws it off Aaron Dornekamp. We get another 14-second reset to Mega Leks. Yaremash. Completely uncontested 3 is off target again. Their perimeter shooting has not been good so far as Mega Leks. They're shooting at just over 10% at the moment from beyond the arc. Dornekamp will try and show them how it's done, and does so in style. Aaron Dornekamp throws down the 3. He's got 5. The lead is 15. The game just beginning to slip away from Mega Leks in this first half. Rodrigo San Miguel is on the floor. Been at the club since 2014 when he signed from Murcia. Yaremash. He's got Pinheiro all over him, but Yaremash still going himself. Good defense again from Tenerife. Just made the shot awkward, air ball. And they just about get hold of it, do they? No, last touch was off Will Hanley, and Mega Leks will get it again. El Caballo Blanco, as Will Hanley is more affectionately known. Yaremash, open 3 from the corner, goes. And they need a little more of that to Mega Leks. Bit more patient, just wait for the better shot. And try and get Yaremash in those kind of positions, because he's got all the ability in the world when he gets into them. Stripped away, so another chance to... He'll go to the line and shoot 2, so another chance, to eat into this Tenerife lead. It's been as big as 15, and a chance to make it a 10-point game from the foul line. So he does make both, and the lead is back to 10. We're halfway through the second quarter. Important for Mega Leks just to try and stay close to Tenerife in the next 5 minutes or so. It's a slow start to the second quarter, and they've got another block as Yaramash leads the fast break, an easy two. And Kapitanovic gets his first points, and a good little run from Mega Leks. A 6-0 run has reduced the arrears to just 8, and a timeout has been called by Su Vidoreta. And you can see by his expression just in the gap there that he's not a happy individual by the looks of things. Let's listen in.
4 puntos en contraataque. Perdón, 5. 2 más 1 y bandeja. Y me miras como sorprendido. Hostia, no. Hemos perdido un balón, hay que llegar a tirar. Y hemos perdido el balón además con 12 segundos. La segunda vez. Y tú no estás enfermo, él está enfermo. Oye, defensa, Green, no hay una ventaja clara afuera, ya está. No hay obligación de jugar con Peto, y menos si se cierra el país.
Idemo u napadu, prvi sljedeći napad, hoću da igramo, evo, jel jasno? Hoću da godimo, ne možemo sa 1-4, hoću da odigramo rogove, kraj, ajmo.
So can they keep up this momentum swing at the moment? Mega Leks down by 15, now they trail by just 8. San Miguel, Niang is also on the floor now. Mamadou Niang as San Miguel drives to the lane and puts it in. His first points, his first field goal attempt for Rodrigo San Miguel. Makes it a double-digit game once again. Rebic, great pass to Kaba. Kaba in traffic, gets it to go. And he looks at the official as if to say, where was the whistle? It should be an and 1, but it didn't come. So it'll just be 2 for Alpha Kaba. Grigonish with Yaramash all over him. San Miguel to Mamadou Niang. Niang, extra pass is fouled. And Will Hanley will head to the line.
Nemanja Kapitanovic, prva lična greška.
Makes both, Will Hanley. Senegalese Mamadou Niang. Yaramash helps it on. Will Hanley looking to try and play some hard defense, does well, forces them back outside. Kaba throws it away. Marius Grigonis can look to go coast to coast. Grigonis throws it up, can't get it to go, but the tip in by, I think it was Mamadou Niang who had the last touch. Yaramash helped it out for 3, just short. Can't get the putback either, but Alpha Kaba is there and he should have made it. And a bit of a calamity of errors from Mega Leks. Now Rodrigo San Miguel in transition down the other end is fouled. And we'll head to the line, so San Miguel with a chance for a 3-point play. Mega Leks ruining a couple of easy misses down the other end of the floor.
Nikola Rebic, treća lična greška.
So Rebic already with 3 personal fouls. Unsurprisingly has been summoned to the bench. San Miguel is a very good free throw shooter. 85% from the line. converts the three-point play, so the lead is back up to 15 again. Mega Leks went on that little run to reduce the arrears to 8. And we're just under 3 to play in this second quarter. They need to go on another one. Yanamash to Kaba for 3, just short again. Rebound by Will Handley. Handley averaging 5.1 rebounds, the most in the Tenerife side. White just tried to float one in there to Niang. They will keep it though, Tenerife. Davin White. White throws up the little floater, comes up short. Kaba another rebound, that's 9 for him. And he's fairly close to a double-double, and we've still got 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Alpha Kaba, 7 points, 9 rebounds. The 3 is off target, rebound. Oh, I think a foul has been called. So Mega Leks will keep it. They have been called on Georgios Bogris. So they will get a 14-second reset as Kaba collects the offensive rebound and puts in his 9th point to go with his 10 rebounds. It's been a massive start for Alpha Kaba, and looks like he's going to go way past his average of 9.3 rebounds a game, as he's got 10 with still 1 minute and 50 left to play in the second quarter. The lead is 13. Tries to make it a 16-point lead, just comes up short. Kaba another rebound. And a foul on Bassas. So both teams in the penalty for the final minute and 40 seconds or so. And Kaba with a chance to make it a double-double. 11 rebounds and 9 points. Make it 10. So a double-double with 1 minute and 43 left in the second quarter. What a start it has been to this match for Alpha Kaba. Another one of those rising stars in this Mega Leks side. You could point to any number of them, really. Very interesting to see where a lot of these players end up in the next 3 or 4 years' time. Davin White from way downtown makes it Davin White. And it's back up to 15 again. Every time Mega Leks inch their way back, Tenerife find a big shot. Yaramaz looks to respond. Will Handley picks up the rebound. Morelia is back in. Slight disagreement by the looks of it between Miljevic and Alpha Kaba. Handley splits the free throws. It's the biggest lead of the match so far. Both sides shooting it quite well from the line. 75% for Mega Leks, 81 for Tenerife. But you can see how much more Tenerife are getting to the line. Rashidi throws to Spasijevic, does well to keep it. Shot clock down to 1, just doesn't go. And Handley with the rebound. Bassas, Bogris makes the 2. Chance for a 2-for-1 here for Mega Leks if they're quick. There's about a 10-second differential between the shot and the game clock. The lead is 18 though now. Spasijevic needs some help, gets it through Jaramash. Jaramash is fouled.
Va slobodna bacanja ima Ognjen Jaramaš.
Second foul on Grigonis. They've got about 10 seconds to get the last possession of this second quarter. They lead by 17, Tenerife. Davin White looking to try and make that 19 with the fadeaway. Can't get it to go. And that will be that for the first half. And it's so far so good for Iberostar Tenerife, who are looking for victory here this evening to try and guarantee themselves that top spot in Group D. And it's going to plan at the moment. At half-time, it's Mega Leks 34, Iberostar Tenerife 51. So both sides shooting the ball fairly similarly from 2-point range. Massive difference from 3 points, just 12% from Mega Leks from beyond the arc. 21 rebounds for Mega Leks, 11 of those from Alpha Kaba. 7 turnovers to 6 in favour of the Serbs. So Kaba already with a double-double, 10 points and 11 rebounds. Abramotis leads the way for Tenerife with 7 points. Will Hanley with 6 rebounds, and Bassas has been passing the ball well. He's got 3 assists already. Jaramash and Grigonis with a steal each. And Bogris with that one big block halfway through. Kaba with 10, Jaramash with 6, Spasijevic with 6 for Mega Leks, Abramotis, Davin White and Fran Vasquez, the leading scorers for Iberostar Tenerife. I will leave you with the first half highlights, but make sure you join us again in 10 minutes or so for the second half.
poena ogni.
Saveza Srbije. Roda, tamo gdje srce moje, vjerojatno ste svi išli do Rode tokom praznika, početkom 2017. I naravno uz Mega Leks tokom svih večera u ABA, Ligi i FIBA Ligi šampiona. Hvala vam još jednom na učešću, jer sam ja rekao da će biti svega. Opa, može? Ne, hvala. Drugi put. Evo lopta, hvala Pinkiju. Od vas se očekuje naravno što veću podršku u drugom poluvremenu, da se stigne ova razlika i da se savladaju Tenerife. Hvala. I dok se inače spremaju da opet pucaju na koše, naš dežurni šanđija ispalit će majice za najvredniju publiku u hramu košarko-srpske utakmice dvorane Bitki. Svi pomalo maršu. Čovjek gleda pala majica pored njega, nešto da je ne zanima. Još jedna majica do publiku. Sada malo na stranu. Da ne zaboravimo na jaču na svim stranama.
Well, welcome back everybody to Serbia. It's Group D we're focusing on this evening. It is game day 14, the last game day of the Basketball Champions League regular season. And Mega Leks taking on Iberostar Tenerife, two sides that have had rather contrasting regular seasons to date. With Mega Leks down in 7th, they are already out of the Basketball Champions League. They have no hope in qualifying for the playoff stages, unfortunately for them. Down in 7th position, and the best that they can hope for is to be one of the two best placed 7th place teams that will go and qualify for the FIBA Europe Cup. That will all be determined after the matches are finished today. Bit of maths to be done to decide which are the two best 7th place sides. As for Iberostar Tenerife, well, it's all going rather swimmingly for them. They currently lead Group D. They've got a 10-3 record in their opening 13 matches that they've played. And they know that no matter what happens here today, they will be going through to the last 16 of the Basketball Champions League playoffs. They will be one of the top 8 seeded teams. They will not need to play one of those playoff matches. And they will go straight through to the last 16, which is a massive advantage for them. And they lead 51-34 at the moment to Iberostar Tenerife, thanks in part to a good second quarter, 27-15. They outscored Mega Leks in that second quarter. And Mega Leks with the opening possession of the first quarter, and they've thrown it away. Instant turnover, stolen by Bassas. Bogris. Dornekamp, great pass, open three, just short. Offensive rebound though by Tim Abramotis. Now Davin White. Pick and roll, set by Bogris. Bogris gets it back. White throws up the three, again off target, this time the rebound for Mega Leks. Just to let you know what's happening in the other match. Well, the match is being played in Group D. The only one that really affects this one is the one between Sidigis Avellino and Juventus Athena. It's currently Avellino 51, Juventus Athena 50 in that one, so a pretty close affair between Sidigis and Juventus. I say the only reason that could affect this one is that if Sidigis win that and Tenerife lose, then they will simply swap places in Group D. So Sidigis Avellino will go through as group winners, and Tenerife will go through in second place. They'll still go straight through to the last 16 as one of the top 8 seeds, but it just means that they will go through in different order in terms of finishing first and second. But at the moment, that's not an issue because Tenerife lead by 19 here. It'll take something fairly special from Mega Leks to get back in this one. Shot clock down to 2. Spasijevic throws up the 2, can't get it to go. And last touch was off Abramotis, and Mega Leks will get it back. Abramotis comes from a basketball family, really. His dad, Jim, played for Real Madrid. Nice big player for them. As Kaba throws it up from the foul line. He was the main man, really, in the first half, Alpha Kaba. 10 points and 12 rebounds for Kaba so far. Well, Mega Leks can't afford just to trade in this second half. They need plenty of stops, and when they make down the other end of the floor, they need to try and make a stop now. Bit of an overreaction from Bassas, the official saw nothing wrong with it. Last touch was off Zagorac, so Tenerife will keep it. .11 seconds on the clock. Davin White to Dornekamp for three. Goes! Not what Mega Leks needed. The lead is 20. Dornekamp has 8 personal. Trying to respond with one of their own, which they do, thanks to Zagorac, who's been a big player for Mega Leks in the Basketball Champions League, averaging 12.3 points and 6 rebounds a game. And they've stolen it again here. And another 2, this time for Nikola Rebic. Oh, nice little play, rejected though by Yaramash. A big block from him, and can they add another 3? No, they can't. And Dornekamp there with the rebound, and then an easy 2 for Bassas down the other end. For 3 again, and another 3 goes. So Mega Leks on a bit of a charge here. Spasijevic has 9, and the lead is 14. Shooting it a little bit better in the second half, the 3-ball Mega Leks. They were down at 10% in the first, but Davin White responds in style. White with 12 points, and Milijevic not happy. But it was a completely uncontested 3-ball for Davin White. Rebic again. Into Kaba. Kaba has it stripped away though, and Bassas can bring it clear. Bassas, lovely little spin to get away from Yaramash. Bogris, Dornekamp wanted it. Davin White, fresh on the back of a 3 himself. White throws up the 2, tries to bank it in. Kaba is there on the rebound. Another 3, off target this time. And Kaba, for once, can't claw in the rebound. White from way downtown, off target this time. And we're into the final 4.5 minutes or so in the third. The lead is 17. So the last 16 of the Basketball Champions League, that doesn't actually get underway until the 28th of February. So between now and then, we've got the playoff qualifiers to decide. They start on Tuesday, the 7th of February. And also on Wednesday, the 8th. They then take a week off and will play again on the 21st and the 22nd of Feb. That then sorts out all the playoff qualifiers. And then we're left with the last 16 of the Basketball Champions League. End of Feb. And then the finals all the way at the end of April. We've still got to go till semi-finals on the 28th of April, and then the final and third place game on the 30th. It's Dornekamp. Davin White. Fran Vasquez thought about the long two, decided against it. Davin White, shot clock down to 3. Someone's got to get it away. San Miguel, this would be good if it goes in and out. But they've got it back, Tenerife. Yanamash really should have grabbed that rebound himself. San Miguel into Vasquez from the foul line. Just comes up a little too long. And again, it's a poor rebound from Spasijevic. And this time, Aaron Dornekamp makes them pay. Knocks down to 3. Dornekamp has 11 personal, the lead back up to 20. Couple of slack mistakes there. Mega Leks, they should have grabbed a couple of those rebounds, and a timeout has been called.
Ne moraš, evo, sad, vratit ćemo Zagorca. Kosija, you're gonna be on point. Ajmo, vrati se. Zagorac u Stojanama, zajedno. All the fun. We're gonna play 5 down. We're gonna put Kosija low post. We'll repeat what is 5 down. We're gonna go on the 5 side, 5, we're gonna set next street for Kosija, and we're gonna spread, you're gonna play a low post. Ajde. Let's go, guys, let's go, man!
Venga, vamos.
Seguimos misma línea. 1, 2, 3. Vale.
64, sorry, in favour of Iberostar Tenerife. And we've got just over 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Three just off target. Good rebound by Mashidi. Mashidi throws it up from the foul line for 2. Just a little long. The putback at the second time of asking does go. So heading into the final round of group games in the regular season, I'll just try and update you with what's happening in terms of Mega Leks progression to the FIBA Europe Cup. So it's all finished in Group E. Stelmet Zielona Gora have finished with 18 points with a 4-10 record. That's what it looks as though Mega Leks are going to finish with as well. Varese have also finished with 18 points with a 4-10 record in Group C. Kataya Basket will definitely be through as one of the two because they have finished with 20 points with a 6-8 record in Group B. So they will 100% be through as to the FIBA Europe Cup. Rejected. Big rejection by Fran Vasquez. And they look to try and add salt to the wounds, which they do down the other end of the floor. It's Grigonis for 3. And the lead just keeps getting bigger for Tenerife. 21 the lead now. Mashidi. And in Group A, the Helios Suns are currently in 7th position, but they have just 15 points, so the most they can go to is 17 points, so they will not be going through. So basically what it boils down to is that Kataya Basket will go through to the FIBA Europe Cup, and then it will be one of Varese, Mega Leks, or Stelmet Zielona Gora. Nice inbound pass, just couldn't quite get it to go, Zagorac. San Miguel. Drives to the lane, puts it away in traffic. What a play. And he has a brief look at the official as if to say no foul. And a great finish. Anyway, Miguel with the steal. Tenerife looking to increase their lead again. It's 23. Pinheiro for 3. Or was his foot just on the line? I think it was. It'll just be a 2 for Pinheiro. 25 the lead now for Tenerife. Chanchar has been quiet today, but knocks down that mid-range too. They need to try and get him involved a little bit more. Only his third field goal he's taken. And now handbags at dawn. Oh, not quite sure what Zagorac is playing at there. Perhaps quite understandably, San Miguel not happy with what he's just seen. Well, he can't have too many complaints about that. Unsportsmanlike foul for Zagorac, so they'll go and shoot 2 free throws, Tenerife, and they will then get possession back afterwards, so a chance for Tenerife really to put distance between the two. San Miguel now has 6 points personal. Zagorac just showing a little bit of frustration, probably. Only a young man, very talented young man. He's probably grown up, not used to losing too many matches. It all becomes a little bit different when you're on the big European stage. And Mega Leks have struggled. A young team with an average age of just 21. San Miguel to Pinheiro. Pinheiro, good pass back outside to San Miguel. Miguel, great pass, Vasquez on the reverse. What a finish, what hands from Fran Vasquez. And it's 27 is the lead, 48-75. Nice pass. Easy finish for Simonjovic into the final 50 seconds of the third. And Tenerife have just increased their lead as each quarter has gone by. Such a big player for them, Fran Vasquez for Tenerife. In April of last year against, in a domestic game against Morabanc Andorra, he actually became the top blocker in League ACB history after he surpassed the record of 671 blocks made by Fernando Romay many years ago. Here is Yaramash. Good defense for Tenerife, trying to force a difficult shot. There's 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Yaramash for 3, just off target. Rebound by Will Hanley. Hanley's had a good match on the glass today. That's rebound number 7 for him to go along with his 5 points. And Tenerife with a chance to make it a 30-point lead, just off target. And a foul is called, so there's 1.3 seconds left on the shot clock. Can't make the first. Nine points for Fran Vasquez, 1.3 to shoot. They just need to get it away. And Yaramash can't even have a look at the full court throw, but another dominant third quarter display by Iberostar Tenerife. And they just increase their lead once again. And it would take something remarkable from Mega Leks now. 50 points to 78 at the end of 3. So again, the three-point shooting, the big difference, 45% for Tenerife, just 17, 4 from 23 from beyond the arc for Mega Leks. Rebounds relatively similar as well. 6 more assists for Tenerife and 5 more steals as well, 9 steals to 4.
Prvi sljedeći napad, igramo rogovi.
And 5 more turnovers for Mega Leks as well, so
Intensity, we
a
don't
few
go to
stats there
traps,
which
we
really
don't
highlight
bend,
just
David.
why there's such a big difference in this game.
Position.
28
We are in
points
red zone, okay.
at the moment.
We are not our defense, okay? Venga, primer ataque es de ellos.
So we're back live, 28 points the difference. This would probably be the comeback of the entire Basketball Champions League if Mega Leks could somehow find a way back into this one. Have already mentioned, but the Basketball Champions League playoffs draw ceremony will take place on Friday, so in a couple of days' time. Friday the 27th of January, and it's from 3 o'clock Central European time. And there will be a live stream available on the Basketball Champions League Facebook page, Twitter and YouTube channels. And everything else, of course, will be available from the Basketball Champions League homepage, www.basketballcl.com. So do make sure that you're with us for that to see which teams draw who in the playoff stage. For 3 from way downtown is way short. Rebound grabbed by Grigonis. There's Pinheiro. Pinheiro trying to drive to the lane. Great pass from him and banked in by Fran Vasquez, who has double digits personal now. Vasquez, 11 points for him. The only surprise is that he hasn't got a rebound to his name as yet, Fran Vasquez. Mashidi for 3, looks good, just a little long. Grigonis, far too easy to get the ball to Will Hanley. And another very comfortable offensive rebound as well. The mid-range 2 goes. And Bassas has 9. The lead is 32 for Iberostar Tenerife, and an early timeout called in this 4th quarter.
Kad igramo tradicionalno lako tu dodao svakog čovjeka samo gdjemo utrčavanje. Momci, ne možda upatimo loptu brodu, prolaze lopta kroz ruke, svake rič je njihov. Sada ljudi putovali bez 25 sati dođu ovdje, imaju veću želju od vas. Sad vas nije sramota. Evo, 32 razlika. Bez želje, bez energije, jer ćemo god da pričamo džaba kad nema energije. Ajde da smanjimo ovo, ajde.
Come back in uno. Estamos haciendo bien. ¿Vale?
25, they passing here and passing it right back fast to the 1.
Bueno, if they make this one and this one, pam, pam. Okay? Same player. The question is side by side. Side by side, we change.
So both Dejan Milijevic and Suvidoreta explaining to their teams what they want to see in the final 8.5 minutes here. Tenerife can just walk it really with a 32-point lead. And they will be going through Group D as the winners. They will finish in top spot as Caba can't get it to go. And Vasquez, well, I said he didn't have a rebound to his name, he does now. Nice pass, Will Hanley, difficult shot, he just ran a little too far. towards the baseline, couldn't quite get it to go. Rebic for three, gets it. Well, they only need about 10 more of those. And 10 blocks down the other end, and they'll be right back in this one. Here's Vasquez, a bit of pace from the big man. Foul called on Rebic, I think. Milijevic not happy with the decision. That's his 4th foul, so in a bit of trouble. Rebic here. Niang is back in. I've barely seen Mamadou Niang today. Drives to the baseline, throws it back out to Niang. Shot clock down to 4. Bassas thought about the 3. This will be a 2 if it goes, which it doesn't. And it's rebounded by Chanchar. Yaramash throws it back outside, catches the rim on the way through though. Falls nicely for Grigonis. Now Pinheiro off target on this occasion. And between Rebic and Simonjovic, they claw in the rebound. Here's Yaramash. Simonjovic throws it back outside. Extra pass to Yaramash, although great D again from Tenerife and thrown away by Yaramash, and there was just too much pressure on him there, really. It's a poor pass, but you've got to applaud the pressure applied by Tenerife. Just allowed him nothing. Offensive foul has been called, so Tenerife will turn it over. Zagorac. Rebic again, great defense from Tenerife, and it's led to the steal as Grigonis goes all the way, makes it and is fouled, and will go to the line to try and make it a 3-point play. Great work on the defensive end from Tenerife. They turn it over, and then they instantly turn defense into offense. Just anticipated where the pass was going to go. And does make it a 3-point play, so the lead is back up to 32. Yaramash again. Yaramash in traffic, but a foul is called on Niang. Yaramash went flying backwards, and he will head to the foul line himself. First foul on Niang. Only played about 12 minutes or so today, Mamadou Niang. Kaba does well to grab the offensive rebound, and he's fouled, and Kaba will now shoot 2. Just can't get the first. 10 points and 14 rebounds for Caba today. Splits the free throws. They've done well today, Tenerife, to keep a lot of Mega Leks' big players quiet. Zagordac has only got 9 points. Yadamash has just got 6. Those are two guys that can light it up when they get going, both averaging in double figures in the Basketball Champions League regular season. And they've done well to keep them both quiet. Niang takes the tumble. Foul is called, though.
Nova izmene u domaćoj ekipi kod dvostruka u igru ulaze Spasović i Kapitanović.
Throws it up for 2. Can't get it, but is fouled, and Marius Grigonis will head to the line. Just getting a little scrappy over the last minute or so. Only joined Tenerife in July of last year, did Marius Grigonis. And good success playing for the Lithuanian youth sides. He won 2 silver medals and a bronze. And during the 2012 FIBA Europe Under-18 Championship semi-final game, he scored the winning shot in the last second against Serbia. Completely open 2, I think it was. Yeah, foot just on the line. Made it anyway. So just over 5 minutes to play. Sadiq Avellino 66, Juventus Athena 62. Doesn't really matter with Tenerife going on to win this one anyway. The other games in Group D you may be interested in. Strasbourg winning 80 points to 66 against KK Mornar. And Usten 77, Cibona Zagreb 71. In the other game in Group D. Oh, Niang! That's what he can do, Mamadou Niang. His first points of the game. He's had to wait a long time for them, but it was worth the wait. Great dime as well. Spasijevic. Spasijevic again, throws it back outside. 2 seconds left on the clock. Caba tries to bank it in. What a finish from Alpha Caba. Somehow got it to go. He's got 13 now. The lead is still 31. It's Davin White. White for 3. Gets it. Davin White has had a good match himself. That's 15 points for Davin White. He's also got 5 assists to go with that, and Tenerife are closing in on the 100-point mark. Have passed the 100-point mark on 2 occasions in the Basketball Champions League of Iberostar Tenerife on game day 8. They beat Cibona Zagreb 106-84. And also all the way back on game day 2, an absolute hammering against KK Mornar, 103-57 in that one. So Tenerife in the penalty for the final 3.5. Niang. A little lucky to keep hold of it with Pinheiro. Great pass underneath, looking for Dornekamp. Last touch was off Aaron Dornekamp, and Mega Leks will get it back. Yeah, looked a good decision as well. Jaramash. Spasijevic, great pass. Throws it back outside, just didn't have enough on it. Zagorac to Jaramash, who has as much time as he would possibly like. And that's what you get when you give Jaramash that amount of space. Knocks it down, 9 points for Jaramash now. And they're still going to fight right to the final buzzer here. Mega Leks, all about experience. All these young lads would have learned a huge amount from the Basketball Champions League, playing against some of the best teams in Europe. And although it hasn't quite happened for them, you can tell that they are a team full of talent, full of raw ability. And these guys have huge careers ahead of them, no doubt about it. Perhaps just too many youngsters and just lacking a few leaders out there, a few guys with the experience of doing the rounds beforehand. Here's Zagorac. Thrown away, poor hands from Spasijevic, but they very, very fortunately get it back, and all of a sudden it's led to a 3-on-1, good feint, and easy 2 for Zagorac. Bassas. Tries to bank it in, can't get it to go, but Niang is there on the putback. 2 big dunks for Mamadou Niang. Spasijevic, great pass underneath and thrown away though. Kapitanovic wasn't entirely aware of what was behind him. Here's Bassas. His trip, but legally. Jaramash leads the fast break to Zagorac, another nice feint and another easy put away for Zagorac, who has 13 himself now. Hasn't shot the ball too well though today. He is 4 from 12 from the fields, but he has got 7 rebounds as well. Here is Niang. Pick and roll, set for Pinheiro, comes up short. Rebound in the end by Kaba, yet another one, 16 rebounds for Alpha Kaba today. 5 offensive, 11 defensive rebounds for Kaba. Inside the final 60 seconds, Jaramash throws it outside for 3, gets it. And Kapitanovic knocks down his 9th point. Mega Leks just beginning to find their scoring again. Is it a little too late? Well, yes it is the answer. "26 points the lead as Niang for another alley-oop. Great dime from Bassas. Niang with the flush. That's 3 he's got now for Mamadou Niang. Two away from breaking the 100 as Zagorac throws down another 3, and Mega Leks all of a sudden cannot stop scoring. And this will probably be the last possession of the match. Bassas is already just shaking hands with the Mega Leks players. The 2 coaches will hug, and well, that ends the run of Mega Leks in this year's Basketball Champions League. It hasn't quite happened for them. They're now relying on trying to be one of the 2 best 7th place teams that will advance through to the FIBA Europe Cup playoff. But it is Tenerife 98, Mega Leks 73. Tenerife will head to the playoffs as group winners in Group D. A very impressive regular season they've had with an 11-3 record over their 14 matches played. So Tenerife, one of the top 8 seeded teams that go straight through to the second round of the playoffs, or the last 16. The three-point shooting really let them down. Mega Leks 8 from 29, just 27% they shot it. 38 rebounds. You've got to think 16 of those were from one man. Alpha Caba 40 for Tenerife. And 6 more turnovers as well for Mega Leks. 17 turnovers to Tenerife's 11. Here are the game leaders then. Zagorac had 16 points. Caba, massive game from him, 16 points and 13 rebounds. 13 points and 16 rebounds. Yaramash with a couple of steals and a block as well. Grigonis led the way for Tenerife with 15 points. Hanley had 7 rebounds. He led the way for them. Davin White also with 15 points. Vasquez with 11. And unfortunately for Mega Leks, they just got going a little bit late. Shot the ball well in the fourth quarter. They actually won the fourth quarter, 23 points to 20. But overall, a very professional job done by Iberostar Tenerife, and you can just tell throughout that match today it was fairly easy for them. And you can certainly understand why they've had such a good run in the regular season. They will be a team to be feared as the Basketball Champions League goes on. So we can take a look at some of the second half highlights. And again, I'll just remind you that on Friday, it is the Basketball Champions League playoffs draw ceremony. It'll take place on Friday at 1500 Central European time, or 1400 GMT. And there'll be a live stream available on the Basketball Champions League Facebook page. You can head there, or the Twitter page, and also the Basketball Champions League YouTube channel as well, where you'll be able to watch the playoffs draw ceremony. And everything, of course, will be available from the Basketball Champions League homepage. So if you're a bit lost, just head to www.basketballcl.com and everything will be there explained for you. Sadigas Avellino did win, by the way, the other match in Group D, 74-64, so Avellino are through as one of the top 8 seeds in second position. So it's been a pretty decent group in Group D, and it allows Tenerife a bit of time off now as well. I said that the last 16 matches don't actually take place until the end of Feb, so they've got a bit of time now, a couple of weeks just to have a bit of a rest. It's certainly a fast process, the Basketball Champions League regular season matches every week for 14 weeks. They only had 1 week off over the Christmas and New Year period, so I'm sure they'll be quite happy just to have a few weeks off before the playoffs get going. Niang had a nice fourth quarter, a couple of big plays. And 3 dunks alone just in that third quarter. And unfortunately, this was about the time where Mega Leks started to find their rhythm. It was just all a little bit too late for them. Here's another one from Niang. Still one more to come from the big Senegalese man, and it's just here. As Bassas with the dime, and Niang with the flush. So join us on Friday for the Champions League draw.